Before every election, each party publishes a platform, a document that tells you what the party plans to do if you vote their candidate into office. Let's take a good look at what the Democrat and Republican platforms say, issue by issue. Life. The Democrats state unequivocally that every woman should be able to access abortion. They promise federal funding for Planned Parenthood and to repeal the Hyde Amendment, a long-standing rule against using taxpayer dollars to pay for abortions. The Republicans say the unborn child has a fundamental right to life, which cannot be infringed, and oppose the use of taxpayer dollars to perform or promote abortion. Police reform, law, and order. The Democrats say they believe Black Lives Matter. They promise to root out structural and systemic racism in our criminal justice system by overhauling it from top to bottom, putting a stop to what they call systemic misconduct among police. The Republican platform denounces leniency for rioters and turning a blind eye to mob attacks on peaceful citizens. Immigration. The Democrats say they will fight to end systemic and structural racism in our immigration system, stop funding for the southern border wall, and immediately terminate President Trump's travel and immigration bans. They also promise protections for Dreamers and for non-citizen parents of American citizen children. The Republicans say the interests of American workers must be protected over the claims of foreign nationals seeking the same jobs. The Republicans condemn human trafficking along our southern border, support building a border wall, demand tough penalties for immigration fraud, and call for a mandatory E-Verify program to ensure all workers in the U.S. are here legally. Marriage and family. The Democratic platform promises to promote the LGBTQ movement through society, including in the courts, in the military, and in healthcare. In our schools, they promise to guarantee transgender students access to facilities such as bathrooms and lockers based on the gender they personally identify with. The Republicans state that traditional marriage and family, based on marriage between one man and one woman, is the foundation for a free society. They also oppose allowing students who were born male to compete in girls' sports, which they say unfairly robs female athletes of their rights under Title IX. And they believe allowing male-to-female transgender students into female locker rooms and restrooms ignores privacy issues for young girls. Education. The Democrats believe it is the government's responsibility to ensure that every child everywhere can get an education. On the other hand, the Democrats say they will ban private charter schools from receiving federal funding. They also promise to make public colleges and universities tuition-free for students from households earning less than $125,000. The Republicans believe that the parents are a child's first and foremost educators and have a right to direct their children's education. Republicans support what is called school choice, allowing children to choose a private school over a failing public school. The platform states we support options for learning, such as homeschooling, parochial schools, and charter schools. Freedom of religion. The Democrats praise America's faith communities, but also reject President Trump's use of religious exemptions for faith organizations, which they say allows them to discriminate. The Republicans promise to protect individuals, businesses, and institutions of faith from being forced to transgress their beliefs. And they oppose attempts to deny government grants to religious institutions, threats to rescind the tax-exempt status of churches, and all other efforts to, quote, undermine religion and drive it from the public square. Conclusion. These are just a few glimpses into what the Democratic and Republican candidates plan to do if they win your vote. We encourage voters of every stripe to go online and read both of the party platforms for themselves. Commentators on both sides of the political aisle are saying that the 2020 presidential election could be the most important yet. So, get informed, get registered, and then vote for what you believe in.